Hello friends and welcome back. I don't upload a lot of videos during the off season. There's plenty of other great content out there, and I use the off season to kind of get story content done and just kind of relax. But so I have a few fights here that I did record. Only one of them is war related that I wanted to kind of share. So this is just kind of what I've been up to in this off season. So let's get started. Okay, so this first one was actually from a day or two ago. This is the side event for the Acorns. This is a Vision Aarkus on Cornered, and I needed to use Black Widow to deal with his power gain, but with Cornered, I needed a creative way to get around that, since all of Black Widow's medium attacks actually trigger debuffs, which would give him just incredible power gain. So the strategy that I used going in here was just to continuously cycle her debuffs, or her stance rather, her curses, that's what she calls it, on every hit. So doing it this way means a couple things. It means that you're not going to get extra Voyant charges because you're not going to be applying debuffs, and even then, he's not immune to anything. You're not going to be applying the debuffs from your second medium on any stance, so you're not going to be triggering Cornered. You will get some of the Clairvoyant charges back from the buff immunity, but that's only when you fire off your special 2. So the strategy actually made this fight a lot more doable than I expected. When I opened up this map, what was it, yesterday or the day before, and I saw him on this node, I was like, oh crap, I gotta use Claire because his power gain is through the roof. I don't think I had another really great option here. But kind of cycling through the curses and intentionally avoiding placing the debuffs is really a solid way of handling this fight. So if you see a not just a vision, but any node champion combination in the future, and you need to use Claire, just keep using your medium and then 4 lights. Switch out your curses, and then you'll never trigger Cornered. So as long as you don't mistime a few special ones like I did at the start of the fight there, you'll be fine. And there we go. Vision is dead. Alright, moving on. What do we have next here once she stops prancing around with her spider leg things there? Oh yes, okay, so this is from a war that just finished yesterday, and actually took Human Torch to rank 4, specifically to try out this fight. It's off-season, it's the time for experimenting, so this is a debuff immune Dr. Doom, but with the Flame On ability, you're applying the Nova Flames, which are not debuffs, they are passive effects, so they're still going to be able to damage him, plus they're applying a Power Sting. So, Human Torch, so good against Mystic Champs, and especially on this node with Dr. Doom. You see, I am kind of hitting, I'm not paying too much attention to the aura. The shock damage is not a lot. The damage of getting hit by a special one is a lot. So, the other thing is that this is the first war with the new tactics. So you can see at the beginning of the fight here, when he hits into my block, he gets those block penetration charges, and he just hits. He's taken off like 3-4% of my health every blocked hit. It's crazy. So the other good thing about Doom and Torch is that when Human Torch's the final hits of his special 1 and special 2 are blocked, he gains an extra smolder. And since when Doom has the aura up, he automatically resists the final hits of specials attacks, you automatically get an additional smolder. It doesn't require you taking a blocked hit or a parry to do that. So it seems like they put the cart before the horse here. Like, they had Torch come out, and then they designed Doom. Usually they design a champ and then design a champ later to counter the first one. It seems like they kind of did it in reverse here, because Torch seems like a really good counter, even at R4, against a mega boosted Doom on this debuff immune node. So I actually do die because I mess up on the special 2, and I purposely hit it into his block, just like I said, to get that extra smolder, but I end up way too close to him here, and you'll see he counters me right away and drops me. But yeah, R4 Torch, soon to be R5, I think, can handle that node and champ no problem. Alright, so if you watched my featured champ video, you saw I pulled a Mr. Fantastic. So this is just me fooling around in Realm of Legends with him, taking him against Wolverine, trying to see how quickly I can get him down, or how few hits I can do. You can see he's almost dead here. So the idea here is that with the suppression field debuff and the extra debuffs that you're applying, you can basically reverse his healing very quickly, depending on how many regen buffs he can proc for you. So I'm not worrying about applying the what are they called? The careful study debuffs. But you can see once I get an S2 and I get multiple suppression fields up, his health just starts melting away. And this can actually be even faster. I had a second Mr. Fantastic on my team, and you can apply the debuffs, the cross-fight ability debuffs, from multiple Mr. Fantastics on the same fight. And they will automatically apply for the strongest Mr. Fantastic. So this was, 38 hits effectively that I killed Wolverine in, but it can actually be a lot faster. So, yeah, pretty neat. All right, last but not least, this is a fight from, I think it's 6-3 somewhere, or 6-2, I forget which one. This is an aspect of Chaos Hela. So just a little bit of background here. I've been doing 6.2 item lists, just kind of whenever I have my champs free for a lane. This Hela is the last champion before the boss, and you can see my King Groot and my Captain Marvel are dead. My Void is on life support, and I need Warlock and Vision for the Sinister boss. So this is what, 622, I think it is. So the plan here is to have Void survive long enough for the initial health bar switch, and then purposely quit out the fight, which will leave Hela at the health bar that Void is currently at. Then I'm going to come in with Warlock and basically fart around until I can get her down with a heavy attack. So you'll see how this plays out here in a second. So this is one of those things where it works out in your head when you think about it, but when it actually works out in practice, it just seems all that more cool. So all right, so we're going to go in here with Void first. And he's at 2% health, so we basically have to survive for 10 seconds. Void's debuff timer is identical to Hela's, to the Aspect of Chaos timer. So as soon as I apply that first debuff, the health bars will switch. So now Hela is at 2%. I've quit out the fight. Sacrificing Void, which is fine, but I've done essentially 180,000 damage to Hela in 10 seconds. Now we're going to go back in with Warlock. We need to intentionally trigger her indestructible. So you see I triggered it there. And then we just basically need to wait until the indestructible wears off, and there she goes. So we managed to get it in before the health bar switched back, and that was a pretty fun fight. So yeah. So that's really about it. So, nothing too amazing, just some fun stuff that I've been working on during the off season. As I said, I've got a bunch of Warlock gameplay that I want to upload. Him against the Chitinous Thorns Colossus, him and Vision versus Sinister, which I think are the two best counters to that boss fight. What else? Warlock versus Life Cycle, which is a pretty cool fight. So, and then another one is, so Warlock can actually stop Nick Fury's LMD regeneration if you time the special attack to just right. So I'll have to put those together and whip them up and do a video, but that is for another day. So until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.